Tired of the same old garden design? What if I told you that in the next 30 minutes, you'll discover 15 unexpected DIY projects that will completely transform your yard using items you probably already have at home? I'm here at Golden Seniors Living, and today we're not just gardening, we're creating magic. Get ready to see your backyard in a completely new light. Today we're exploring unexpected ways to elevate your garden using readily available materials and clever techniques that won't break your back or your budget. In my decades of gardening, these are the projects that made my neighbors stop and stare. Before we dive in, if you love creative solutions that make life more beautiful and easier, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to see what we're creating next week with just a broken umbrella and some creativity. Get ready to unleash your creativity and build a garden that truly reflects your personal style. Remember, gardening isn't just about plants, it's about creating your own personal sanctuary. Let's start with my absolute favorite category, upcycled and recycled wonders. In this first section, we're going to prove that the best garden features often come from the most unexpected places. We'll transform everyday items that you might normally throw away into stunning garden elements that will have your neighbors asking where you bought them. From shipping pallets to wine bottles, from old tires to broken pottery, we're turning trash into treasure. These 5 projects will show you how to see potential in everything around you. Our first transformation is the repurposed pallet planter. Got an old shipping pallet gathering dust in your garage? We're going to transform it into a stunning vertical garden that maximizes your space and adds that rustic charm everyone's talking about. First, sand it down gently. We want character, not splinters. Take your time here because safety always comes first. Then staple landscape fabric to the back and bottom, making sure to pull it tight so soil won't fall through. Fill each slat opening with quality potting soil, and here's the magic. Plant your herbs or flowers directly into each pocket. I like to use a mix of trailing plants like ivy and upright herbs like basil and oregano. Now your garden has dimension and height, your herbs are at perfect picking level, and you've created a living wall that breathes life into any corner. No bending, no weeding between rows, just pure gardening joy. Sometimes the most beautiful gardens grow from the simplest beginnings. But wait until you see what magic we create with something you throw away every week. Next up are our glass bottle terrariums. Collecting empty wine bottles, but feel guilty throwing them away? We're creating miniature ecosystems that will enchant every visitor to your garden. Cut the bottle about 1/3 from the bottom using a simple string and flame technique. Wrap cotton string around the bottle where you want to cut, soak it in nail polish remover, light it, then immediately plunge into cold water. The glass will crack cleanly along the string line. Layer small pebbles for drainage. About an inch deep works perfectly. Add activated charcoal, which you can find at any pet store, then a thin layer of moss, and finally your choice of small succulents or air plants. These little worlds require almost no maintenance. They're conversation starters, and they bring that fairy tale magic to your outdoor space. Your grandchildren will be absolutely mesmerized watching these tiny gardens grow and change. The smallest gardens often hold the biggest dreams. Speaking of transformations, you won't believe what we're doing with old tires next. Our third project features recycled tire garden planters. Have an old tire taking up space in your shed? We're turning it into a colorful elevated planter that's perfect for vegetables or flowers. Paint it with outdoor paint in vibrant colors. Think sunshine yellow or ocean blue. Use spray paint for the smoothest finish, and don't forget to clean the tire thoroughly first. Drill drainage holes in the bottom. About 6 holes should do it. Line with landscape fabric and fill with rich soil. The rubber retains heat, extending your growing season, which is especially wonderful for tomatoes and peppers. Your plants will thrive in this warm environment. You'll have fewer weeds because you're starting with fresh soil, and that pop of color will make your neighbors wonder where you got such a unique planter. Plus, it's the perfect height for comfortable gardening without all that bending and kneeling. Every discarded item is just a garden feature waiting to be discovered. Now let's create a broken ceramic pot fairy garden. Got a cracked ceramic pot that you can't bear to throw away? We're turning that broken pot into a magical tiered fairy garden. Break the pot strategically to create natural steps and levels. Tap gently with a hammer while wearing safety glasses. Arrange the pieces at different heights within a larger container, creating terraces that look like natural rock formations. Plant with small succulents, moss, and tiny flowering plants like baby tears or small sedums. Add miniature accessories, like tiny bridges made from twigs or little houses from the craft store. Now you have a whimsical miniature landscape that changes with the seasons and delights visitors of all ages. The broken edges become natural rock formations in your tiny world, and children especially love discovering new details each time they visit. Sometimes what's broken becomes more beautiful than what was whole, but you'll be amazed at what we create with old kitchen colanders. Our final upcycled wonder is vintage colander hanging planters. Have an old metal colander that's seen better days. We're transforming it into a stunning hanging planter with built-in drainage. The holes are perfect for cascading plants like trailing petunias, lobelia, or ivy. Line with coconut fiber, which you can buy in sheets at garden centers. Fill with potting mix and hang from a sturdy hook. You can even plant through the side holes for a completely covered sphere of blooms that looks like a floating garden cloud. These create beautiful cascading waterfalls of flowers and foliage. The drainage is perfect so you never have to worry about root rot, and they add vertical interest to any space. Plus, they're conversation pieces with vintage charm that remind us of grandmother's kitchen. The kitchen's cast-offs often make the garden's crown jewels. Now we're moving into our second section, nature's art and sculptural elements. This is where we become garden artists, using the earth's own materials to create focal points that will transform your outdoor space into a living gallery. We'll be working with stones, driftwood, moss, and branches to build features that look like they've been there forever, yet add instant drama and beauty to any garden. These 5 projects will teach you to see your yard as a canvas and natural materials as your artistic medium. Let's begin with our stone pathway with natural stepping stones. Tired of that straight, boring pathway to your garden gate? We're creating a meandering stone pathway that invites exploration and wonder. Choose flat stones of varying sizes. You can find these at any landscape center or even collect them from nature walks with permission. Look for stones that are at least 12 inches across for comfortable stepping. Lay them out in a gentle S-curve, leaving about 18 inches between each stone so you naturally slow down and enjoy the journey. Fill the gaps with fine gravel, moss, or low-growing ground cover like creeping thyme that releases fragrance when stepped on. Now every walk through your garden becomes a mindful journey. The irregular spacing slows you down, lets you notice the flowers, hear the birds, feel the breeze. It's therapy disguised as landscaping, and guests always comment on how peaceful they feel just walking this simple path. The most beautiful paths are never straight, they're an invitation to wander. And speaking of natural beauty, wait until you see how driftwood becomes garden sculpture. Next, we're crafting driftwood garden sculptures. Ever walked a beach and fallen in love with a piece of weathered driftwood? We're assembling these natural treasures into sculptures that bring coastal serenity to any garden, even if you're hundreds of miles from the ocean. Stack pieces of different sizes to create abstract towers, or arrange them horizontally to suggest flowing water or rolling waves. Secure with hidden screws when needed, but often gravity does the work for pieces that interlock naturally. Look for pieces with interesting curves and textures that speak to you. These sculptures change character throughout the day as shadows shift and seasons change. They're meditation points that remind us of ocean breezes and endless horizons right in your backyard. Even landlocked gardens can have that seaside peace when you bring these weathered beauties home. Nature is the greatest artist. We're just helping her find her stage. Our third sculptural element is a living moss wall. Have a boring fence or wall that needs some life? We're creating a living moss wall that will become the crown jewel of your garden. Start with a wooden frame. Old pallets work perfectly here too. Attach chicken wire to create pockets, then mix equal parts moss from your yard, buttermilk, and water in a blender. This creates a slurry that helps moss establish quickly. Paint this mixture onto your surface using a brush and keep it misted daily for the first few weeks. Within a month, you'll have a lush, living tapestry that gets more beautiful each year. This wall breathes with your garden, filters the air naturally, and creates a microclimate that attracts beneficial insects and birds. It's like having a piece of the ancient forest as your garden backdrop, and it requires almost no maintenance once established. The most stunning walls are the ones that grow with time. Now let's build a river rock spiral garden. Looking for a meditation spot that draws the eye inward, we're creating a spiral garden using river rocks that creates a labyrinth effect in miniature. Start with a center point, perhaps a special stone or small sculpture, and work outward in an ever-widening spiral using medium-sized river rocks as borders. Each ring should be about 18 inches from the next. Fill the pathways with fine gravel that crunches pleasantly underfoot and plant the spaces between with low-growing herbs like lavender, thyme, or chamomile. Walking this spiral becomes a moving meditation. The herbs release fragrance with each step, and from above it creates a stunning geometric pattern that changes with plant growth throughout the seasons. It's amazing how this simple design can create such a sense of peace and centeredness. The most powerful gardens lead us inward while growing outward, but wait until you see how we turn simple branches into garden architecture. Our final sculptural project creates branch and twig trellis sculptures, have pruned branches that seem too beautiful to burn. We're weaving them into sculptural trellises that support climbing plants while creating instant garden architecture. Bundle thicker branches into tripods using strong garden twine, then weave thinner branches horizontally to create geometric patterns. You can make diamonds, squares, or flowing curves depending on your artistic vision. Secure with hidden wire or natural hemp rope that will weather beautifully. These living sculptures provide support for beans, clematis, or morning glories while adding immediate structure to young gardens. As plants grow, the wood naturally weathers to silver gray, creating an organic fusion of art and nature that gets more beautiful each season. The best garden structures grow more beautiful as they age with their plants. Now we're entering our final section, DIY lighting for garden ambiance. This is where we transform your beautiful daytime garden into an enchanting evening paradise. Garden lighting isn't just about visibility, it's about creating atmosphere, extending your outdoor living time, and adding drama that makes every evening feel special. These 5 lighting projects will show you how to use different types of illumination to create layers of light that turn your garden into a magical wonderland after sunset. Let's start with our solar-powered fairy light canopy. Want to dine under the stars without the darkness? We're creating an overhead canopy of solar fairy lights that will make every evening magical. String warm white solar lights in a crisscross pattern between trees, fence posts, or shepherd's hooks. Create different levels, some high at 8 feet, some low at 6 feet, to add depth and dimension. The key is creating layers so your eye travels through different levels of light, just like looking through a forest canopy. As twilight falls, your garden transforms into an outdoor room filled with twinkling stars. It's romantic, it's practical, and it extends your garden enjoyment well into the evening hours. There's something magical about eating dinner under these gentle lights while surrounded by the fragrance of evening blooming flowers. The best gardens shine brightest when the world grows quiet, but nothing beats the warm glow of what we're creating next. Our second lighting project features mason jar luminaries with floating candles. Have a collection of mason jars but running out of storage ideas? We're turning them into elegant floating candle luminaries that create the most romantic garden atmosphere. Fill jars 2/3 with water, add a few drops of food coloring if desired. Blue creates an ethereal glow while amber gives warmth. Then float tea light candles or battery-operated LED candles on top. The battery lights are safer and last longer, plus they come in colors that slowly change. Hang them from shepherd's hooks using wire handles or place them along pathways on stable surfaces. The gentle flicker reflects off the water, creating dancing light patterns on nearby plants and surfaces. It's like having fireflies that never fly away, and the warm glow makes every corner of your garden feel intimate and welcoming. When friends visit, they always ask where they can buy these, never guessing they're simple mason jars with water and light. Light and water together create the language of tranquility. Next, we're building a reclaimed wood planter with integrated LED strip lighting. Want a planter that's beautiful both day and night? We're building a rustic planter from reclaimed wood and hiding LED strip lights inside the rim for dramatic uplighting. Build a simple rectangular planter using fence boards or reclaimed deck wood. Then route a shallow groove around the inside top edge using a router or even just a chisel if you're patient. Install battery-powered LED strips in this groove, facing upward to illuminate your plants from below. The batteries last for weeks and create the most stunning effect. Your featured plants become living sculptures, dramatically lit from below, while the warm wood adds rustic charm. It's functional art that showcases your prize plants like museum pieces. Hostas look absolutely spectacular with this treatment, and ornamental grasses create amazing shadow patterns on nearby surfaces. The most beautiful gardens know how to light their own stage. Our fourth lighting project creates wine bottle torch pathway lighting. Got empty wine bottles and want dramatic pathway lighting? We're creating elegant torch-style lights using wine bottles and tiki torch wicks. Remove the labels by soaking in warm soapy water, fill bottles with lamp oil from the hardware store, insert torch wicks through cork stoppers, and mount them on sturdy garden stakes. Space them every few feet along pathways or around seating areas. Choose colored bottles for different moods: green for tranquil, amber for warmth, clear for classic elegance. These create a sophisticated outdoor dining atmosphere with dancing flames that cast warm shadows through colored glass. They're safe when used properly, completely refillable, and add restaurant-quality ambiance to any outdoor gathering. Your dinner parties will never be the same once you light these beauties. The most memorable evenings are lit by our own creativity. But our final lighting project will absolutely amaze you. Our last lighting masterpiece is an illuminated water feature with submersible lights. Want to add the magic of moving water and light together? We're creating a simple water feature using a large ceramic pot, a small water pump, and submersible LED lights. Choose a pot at least 18 inches across for good proportion. Drill a hole for the pump cord using a masonry bit. Add river rocks for texture and to hide the pump. Fill with water and submerge battery-powered LED lights that change color slowly. The small pump creates gentle movement while lights dance through the water like captured northern lights. The combination of moving water and colored light creates the most mesmerizing focal point. The sound is soothing enough to mask street noise, the light patterns are hypnotic and ever-changing, and it becomes the centerpiece that draws everyone together on warm evenings. Children are fascinated, adults find it peaceful, and it's the kind of feature that makes your garden feel like a resort. When light, water, and creativity flow together, magic happens. Look what we've accomplished together. 15 incredible transformations using materials you probably already have or can find for under $20 each. Your garden isn't just a garden anymore, it's a sanctuary, an art gallery, and a magical retreat all in one. From upcycled planters that maximize space to sculptural elements that create focal points, to lighting that extends your outdoor living into the evening hours. Remember, these projects are just starting points for your creativity. Explore, experiment, and let your unique vision bloom. I want to see what you create. Share photos of your DIY garden projects in the comments below. Tag us with #GoldenSeniorsGarden and show us how you've made these ideas your own. There's nothing more inspiring than seeing how you adapt these concepts to fit your space, your style, and your gardening dreams. If this video sparked your creativity, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living and hit that notification bell. We're always discovering new ways to make life more beautiful, more comfortable, and more joyful. Next week, I'm showing you how to create a stunning meditation garden using just stones, sand, and a few carefully chosen plants that require almost no maintenance. Which project will you tackle first? I'm betting it's either the fairy light canopy or those mason jar luminaries. Those two always steal hearts. Leave a comment and let me know, and don't forget to share photos when you're done. There's nothing I love more than seeing your creative interpretations of these ideas. Some of the most beautiful gardens I've ever seen have come from viewers who took these basic concepts and made them uniquely their own. Until then, remember that the most beautiful gardens aren't found in magazines, they're the ones that reflect your personality, your dreams, and your love for creating beauty in the world. Every seed you plant, every project you build, every light you string, is an act of hope and creativity. Keep growing, keep creating, and keep making magic happen in your own backyard. This is Golden Seniors Living, and I'll see you in the garden.